Julian Newman was once the kid everyone was talking about. At just 11 years old, he was making history, playing varsity basketball while still in elementary school. His insane dribbling skills and fearless shooting had crowds going crazy. Coached by his father, Jamie Newman, he was seen as the next big thing. But now, the situation is worse. The same player who once averaged 25.1 points per game in school basketball is now struggling with just 3.0. Fans who once believed in his rise are now questioning his fall. What went wrong? Was it the pressure, the competition, or something else? Reality has hit Julian hard, but how did the internet sensation's performance decline so dramatically? Newman's journey in basketball started when he was just 3 years old. His father, Jamie Newman, trained him hard, making him shoot 100 free throws, 200 floaters, and 200 jump shots every day. This intense practice made him stand out from a young age. By 11, he wasn't just another kid playing basketball. He was playing varsity while still in elementary school. In 2012, he joined Downey Christian School, where his father was already a basketball coach. As a fifth grader, Newman was put on the middle school team, but that didn't last long. His talent was undeniable, and soon he moved up to varsity. He wasn't just good, he was putting up crazy numbers, including a 91-point game. Fans were shocked. How was a kid this young dominating like that? Newman's flashy dribbling and fearless shooting made him an internet sensation. Videos of his moves spread like wildfire, gaining millions of views. Soon the national media took notice. Sports Illustrated and the New York Times covered his story. Good Morning America and Steve Harvey. People were calling him the next big thing in basketball. By his senior year, he was playing at Prodigy Prep, a school his father founded. But instead of rising to the top, his career started to fall apart. Critics called him overrated. Fans who once cheered for him started doubting his talent. So what went wrong? How did the internet's favorite young star become the most hated basketball player? The reasons? His father. Yes, it might seem like Jamie Newman was just a supportive dad guiding his son's career, but the reality was very different. Julian didn't have a typical basketball journey. He played at a small private school, coached by his dad, where he had complete control over the game. No one told him what shots to take, no one pushed him to improve, and no one held him accountable. He put up big numbers, but against weak competition. His flashy style made for viral highlights, but it never built the foundation for real success. Most young players grow through structure, discipline, and tough coaching. Julian never had that. He wasn't forced to refine his game, adjust his weaknesses, or learn how to play within a team. His dad allowed him to be the star at all times, and while that worked for YouTube clips, it didn't prepare him for the reality of competitive basketball. His skills looked incredible against average opponents, but when it came to real competition, things started falling apart. At first, the hype was unstoppable. His videos were everywhere. Millions watched him dribble through defenders, take deep three-pointers, and put up ridiculous scoring numbers. He became an internet sensation, appearing on major talk shows, and even being labeled a future basketball star. But what people didn't see was the lack of real progress. While other young athletes trained with elite coaches, pushed themselves in tough leagues, and developed their basketball IQ, Julian remained in his own bubble, dominating players who simply weren't at his level. By the time reality hit, it was too late. Julian's weaknesses were exposed. His defense was almost non-existent, his shot selection was questionable, and his attitude on the court made it difficult for coaches to take him seriously. Scouts saw through the viral clips. They weren't interested in a 5'6" player who didn't adapt, didn't show maturity, and wasn't ready for the physicality of higher-level basketball. His dream of making it to the NBA started slipping away. As opportunities dried up, the Newmans had to pivot. Julian's father doubled down on their internet fame, launching a clothing brand and a reality show to keep the attention going. They tried to market Julian as a basketball prodigy, but the problem was clear. Without real success on the court, the hype was meaningless. Fans started turning against him. The once celebrated young star became a controversial figure, mocked for his inability to back up the confidence he once displayed. The final chapter of Julian's basketball journey came when he joined Bethesda University, a school far from the big-time programs he once dreamed of playing for. But the thing is not gone like Julian wanted, because there is no weak team or weak player, where Julian does score and Wright makes some Instagram reels for his social media. His first game at Cal State Bakersfield was a wake-up call. He stepped onto the court with high expectations, but reality hit hard. He played for 15 minutes and didn't make a single field goal. The only points he scored came from free throws, just 3. His shooting stats? A disaster. He went 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 4 from beyond the arc, and had 0 rebounds or assists. The Flames weren't just defeated, they were embarrassed, suffering a brutal 122-53 loss. That wasn't the start he wanted, but things didn't get any better. His second game against Southern Utah showed the same struggles. Newman played another 15 minutes, determined to be more aggressive, but the results weren't promising. He shot 3 for 12 from the field, missed all 6 three-pointers, and left fans shaking their heads. 6 points in total, but it came with 3 missed free throws. The team lost again, this time by 90-59. By the third game against Utah Tech, his confidence was already fading. He barely saw any action, playing just 6 minutes. When he did get on the court, he failed to score, going 0 for 3 from the field. He grabbed 2 rebounds and had 1 steal, but it wasn't enough to change the game. The Flames kept losing, and so did Newman's hopes of proving himself. Then came the fourth game against the Masters. If he wanted to turn things around, this was the moment. But instead, it was another nightmare. He played only 4 minutes and missed all 7 of his shots, including 5 three-pointers. Bethesda lost by 60 points, and at this point, no one was expecting a turnaround. Over these 4 games, the numbers spoke for themselves. He averaged just 3 points per game, while shooting an awful 12% from the field. None of his 17 three-point attempts went in. Even at the free throw line, he struggled, making just 3 of 5-9. On top of that, Bethesda's average losing margin was 53 points per game. But it wasn't just the stats dragging him down, it was the way he played. Instead of working with his team, Newman kept forcing bad shots. His teammates grew frustrated, knowing they weren't getting the ball. His game was built on flash, not efficiency, and against real competition, that approach didn't work. Julian Newman had spent years building his name through viral highlights and social media hype. But in college basketball, none of that mattered. His flashy moves weren't fooling anyone, and the competition was too strong for gimmicks. His performance at Bethesda raised serious doubts about his basketball future. Even in a small program, he struggled to stand out. The harsh truth? Hype can only take you so far.